Shit happens. In real estate investing, you could lose a deal. You could have an investor back out. You could lose financing at the very last minute, right before closing. In business, you could lose a client. Shit definitely does happen. And each one of these gray hairs, no, it's not genetic. It's caused by something going wrong and me actually bouncing back from it. Recent happening led me to do this video, and I thought I would do this in case it helps somebody bounce back and process something going wrong. What happened was a couple days ago, this YouTube channel, it disappeared from the internet. Everything disappeared. Nobody was able to log in. The team wasn't able to get in. The videos had disappeared. All trace of the channel had disappeared. And YouTube yesterday told us that the channel was irreparably damaged and gone. Everything was wiped out and there was no chance of getting it back. And after working on this channel for 4 years, having hundreds and hundreds of videos, and having been able to impact so many people, I would classify that as shit happening, and I took it pretty hard. So what I wanted to do in this video is talk about how I used to handle things going wrong, and then talk about how I changed that and how my new approach has actually helped me for the better. So hopefully you enjoy this, and hopefully it does help you, give you a different way perhaps of looking at when things go wrong. When I first got the message from YouTube, I was pretty bummed out, not just for me, but for the entire team who's been working on this channel. France is my editor. He's been with me since day one, helping me build the channel. And so many people have put so much time and effort into this, and to have all of that work gone in the blink of an eye, that was pretty devastating. If something like this would have happened in my early 20s, I would have taken a totally different approach. My approach then was to absolutely ignore it. I would build a wall in my mind, pretend it wasn't happening, and I would just continue on just pretending that everything was fine. That did not serve me very well, and I think it causes your brain and you to think different ways, and you to have a different approach and outlook on life. So it wasn't a good approach, and that landed me into hot water more than once. Now fast forward to me today, having gone through a number of resets in my life and in business. I approach this type of issue differently. Now I'm in no way perfect, and I'm not claiming to be perfect, but just this thought process has really helped me bounce back from some pretty bad things that have happened in the past. The first important step, I have to say, is you actually have to feel how shitty things are. Now, sometimes this can take a day. Sometimes this can take 3 days. Sometimes this can take a week. But one thing I've learned in my advancing age with the gray hair is it's actually important to think about and let yourself feel, I guess you could say, sad, down, blue, however you want to call it, but you have to feel how shitty the situation is. That's something I didn't do in the past, but now I think it's an important step of actually moving forward and getting through it. So when the YouTube channel news came, I felt so shitty. Not going to lie, I was pretty down because this is a whole lot of work and time and effort and blood, sweat, tears, all that stuff that goes into the channel. But I do recognize now, and I found this in the past too, letting yourself feel the shitty feeling, whether it's for a day, a couple days, whatever it is. That is step one in terms of moving on and bouncing back. Now, the challenge is getting yourself out of that shitty feeling, because if you stay there forever, like some people do, it will just ruin your life, right? You've got two choices. You can let a huge setback either ruin you, or you can use it and bounce back from it. I would much rather be in the bounce back category. So the step number two. So number one, you have to feel shitty. You have to acknowledge how shitty you feel and how bad the situation is. But then the first thing you have to think about is your next step forward. That's all you have to think about. So yeah, okay, the situation's shitty. In this case, the whole YouTube channel was gone. What is my next step forward? I think that is the most pressing question you have to ask yourself after you feel that you've given yourself enough time to feel bad about the whole situation. So what is your very next step forward? Because what I found from personal experience, if you don't have a way forward, if you don't have the next step in sight, you will just wallow in that down feeling indefinitely. So you need to get yourself thinking about the next step forward. And then once you've got that, then you have to think about the next 2 steps. So really, you need a 3-step plan in your mind of what you're going to do next. Now, this will change. It will definitely change. But in that moment, with everything falling all around you, whether it's your life crumbling, your business crumbling, your YouTube channel crumbling, with everything going on around you, you need to have those 3 steps forward, because that will give you direction. If your mind is lost, if it doesn't really have anywhere to go, it's going to stay in that down in the dumps feeling, and you're just going to get run off the rails. But if you have some sort of direction, some sort of roadmap, some sort of guide that will at least get you that step out of the pool. So, you know, a good image to think of is like you're drowning in the pool. That's like, you know, your sorrow. You need that step, that first step out of the pool, and that will help you drag yourself out. So that's the first step, and then you need the next 2. And I can tell you, last night when I was going to bed, I felt so down and so depressed. You know, my fiance Darcy got me like a fruit gift basket to try and make me feel better. I was so down and I couldn't fall asleep. And then I'm like, you know what? It's been one day of me feeling down. That's enough. I need to start thinking of the next step. So I couldn't sleep. So I started thinking, okay, well, what's my next step forward? Thinking the whole YouTube channel was gone. I actually created the channel all over again. So I got it all set up, thinking that we would start from scratch. So that was my first step. My next thought was, now that the channel's gone, I basically have a clean slate. So is there any kind of stuff I wanted to do before that I didn't do that now would be a perfect opportunity? So then I started thinking about some new pillars of content I could do that I would enjoy doing. So I started the channel, I got it all set up, then I started brainstorming content pillars, as we call them, to add to the channel. And then I started thinking about all the different topics, so different videos I could actually do that work in those content pillars. So before you know it, my down feeling, it wasn't so bad. Like, it was absolutely horrible thinking that all this time and effort had gone in the dumps and gone out the window. But at least I had a game plan forward, and I knew exactly what I had to do the next day to get things back up and running. That, in a nutshell, is the key to success, to bouncing back from shit happening. You've had some bad things happen. I guarantee it. Everybody does. Everybody has things that knock them off the rails, but this is just something that's really helped me. I really sucked at this in my 20s, but as I got older, I realized that you have to let yourself feel shitty, but then you have to find the first step forward and then build the next 2 steps, so you have your 3-step plan after that. And that helped me out last night as I was wallowing in my pity with the channel, and that's helped me overcome some pretty big challenges too in the past. So I hope this helps. This is a little bit different video, but I thought it would be fitting, and hopefully it helps you out as things happen in the future. So please do me a favor, hit the like button. It really helps out the channel, especially now that we have our subscribers back and all the videos back. It's nice to have the likes and the subscribers. A lot better than 0, let's put it that way. So I will see you next week, and until next time, happy investing.